Hello, my name is Matilius258, and this is the September update of Fractured Space, originally released on the 15th of September 2015. A few days late, but hey, better late than never. This update consists mainly of two new TDS ships, which are nice because the Titan Defense ships have been rather underappreciated for a little bit of time. Now, I would go on about what the TDS ships are like, but the only problem is I just don't play them very much, and as you can see, so I will just give basic, every run-of-the-mill player kind of, this is what it's like. Eventually I'll do a real review of it, so that's when I'll actually know what I'm talking about, but till then I have no idea, so just keep that in mind. I'm reading what they've given us, basically. But I'll do that second part. First part, just basic fixes for this update. It's rather small, just the two new ships, which is actually quite big, but mainly that's all they're going for. The rest is a new renaming for your renaming for game things like kills and captures. It's all been renamed. It's now the takedown system. So you get points for getting a takedown, which is assisting in taking down a ship, even if you kind of just shot one and did like 2 damage, you still technically get a takedown, which I find is kind of... I get the point. Anyway, okay, so assists and kills are now under takedowns. Captures are still captures, and then also there is a new idea of kind of buffs, buff/debuff assists, which is basically using E-War and repair to assist another player. That looks like it will need some balancing. I'm not sure how that's going to work. Anything, I don't ever see it being as, you know, I don't see it being as worthwhile as much as actually killing stuff, so there's that. So yeah, and I also find it strange that the system is, the main idea behind the system is to encourage team play and get rid of kill stillers. I can't speak today. But I don't see that being a thing, because as I said just before, you shoot them once, you leave, and the guy actually manages to live. He has like 300 HP left, but he still won battle. You get the points for the kill as well, but at the same time, he did everything. So it's like, yeah, you both get the point, and you both, it doesn't say, so I'm not sure, you both get the same points, like when you get your money at the end of the match, in the same way that you did this amount of damage. But I don't know, maybe the damage will still, yeah, I don't know how that will work, or how that does work, so yeah. So that's about it for smaller stuff. A little bit of art content, so stuff has been changed a little bit. Gamma, some skins, the energy bar values, nothing much really. So, moving on to the actual ships. Ooh, this should be interesting. So there are two new ships in the TDS line, the Sentinel, which is kind of going on along with the USR Pioneer and the Zarek Venture, if I recall. The Sentinel is a... what is the Sentinel? Sentinel is a... it's a versatile attack craft that uses speed. It's all about speed for some reason. So let's see what it gets. Normal guns, yeah, 12 range, that makes sense. Some rockets, that also makes sense. This is interesting. It the the boost and slow pulse plus also the slow drones are playing off the Sentinel's hit and run tactics that they're trying to go for with this design. And they do look like they will complement it, I think. And it would make a very interesting playstyle. The only thing is, I don't see it being a highly viable thing. So I'm thinking like the Sentinel has very nice range, 12. The rail rockets have a range of 15. The Harrier missiles have a range of 21. So, you know, they have 3 main weapon systems. That's actually quite significant. But at the same time, I'm thinking hit and run tactics. So you get in, you like alpha damage them for a little bit of time, maybe for a minute, and then you get out. Okay, it makes perfect sense. But what happens if you don't kill them and they're like longer-ish range stuff? Like, say it's a destroyer, where how do you kill it? You get near the thing. That's pretty easy. But then there's other ships like the Brawler or the Xerix Enforcers. You get near them, you just die instantly. So that's where it would make more sense to me. You get in the Sentinel, you rush over, you hit them, you run, which makes sense. But in the case of like sustainable DPS, that doesn't seem much of a use. What I do see it being used for is coming in as a reinforcement. You can move fast, you can move, and you can disable a lot of ships from running away. So you can get there, you can help all your friends, you have a lot of damage potential, but then you have the ability to instantly deploy after the battle's done, or you can also hold the enemies so they die. Using it for actual hit and run tactics, I don't see it being that viable. Even in even in fleet battles, like where there's more than one ship, no, I don't see it being useful. 1 versus 1, hit and run is kind of a stupid idea. You come in, you hit them, you leave. They just jump out of the system. Yeah. And yeah, I know I'm putting this into like super hit and run scenarios, like ultimatums, but still. I mean, if they're going for hit and run tactics that they're kind of trying to show off with this, it's... yeah. Anyway, I still think it's going to be a good ship. It's got 3 weapon systems, which is 3 main weapon systems, so that's interesting. I see it being quite damaging if undersupplied DPM circumstances. Usually, I see it needing somebody to help it. I think it's more of a fleet ship that flanks, gets behind enemy ships. Let's see, the other one is the Raven. The first one to be at 7,200 XP, which even the Leviathan, which I actually found that weird, how it wasn't at 7,200 for its size and its damage potential. It's also at 4,000, so that's I just found weird. But the Raven's at 7,200, and it's because it's more... it's E-War, actually. I mean, yeah, it has the DPS, it has main weapons, it's got the Raven cannon, which is just the run-of-the-mill cannon that every other TDS ship uses, apparently. Of course, that's what they keep telling me, so... but other than that, it's really playing on their movement towards putting in the energy of ships more. So how much you have in the little energy bar to the side, that's actually important now for your weapons. And I like this. This is interesting, because it's specialized, but at the same time it's actually quite damaging if used correctly. Because I'm thinking of ships that require it quite a bit. A lot of, like, energy-dependent weapon systems. So I'm thinking like the Enforcer, which has to use its boost, it has to use this little jump thing, it has to move around quite a bit, and it usually uses a lot of little things at really short successive moments. And at short range, it's not useful. So at a longer range, say, and you're engaging this thing, then yeah, you can actually do some stuff to it. However, it's actually a rather close range thing. Those aren't. Do I not get damage potentials? Okay. That's weird. Sorry, I haven't checked this through, so I was like, that's strange. Alright, moving on. Yeah, energy war. So I see that being useful. You can really mess with them. So like in a sustained battle, for example, say like a flagship versus a flagship, and then there's, say, I don't know, a Corvette healing the enemy flagship, and you start targeting the Corvette. He can't use any of his abilities. He can't shield. He can't use that little repair beam. He can just use those missile things. I haven't used the Corvette. I'm actually dreading trying to use the Corvette, so I haven't used. I can see that being kind of useful because you instantly disable the really specialized utility ships. So that'd be kind of cool, and how it all adds up to like one of the main weapons, the overcharge beam, and how it actually does drain your energy for use. I just like that. I mean, it works, it makes sense, it's a limiting factor that's quite beautiful. And I like how its weapon systems complement that. So if you're in the middle of a battle and you're constantly using all this like draining stuff and you're taking everybody's energy and you're supplying the rest of your friends and whatnot, and all of a sudden you have this big beam that keeps shooting out every few seconds. Wait, what's the cooldown? Cooldown, 15 seconds. Oh, yeah. Every 15 seconds you're shooting out a crap ton of damage all of a sudden. Four times 4, 16,000 instantly. Every 15. That'd be lovely. So like in a big battle, that would make a lot of sense. So yeah, that's the September update. Not much, actually. Well, not much. There's 2 new ships. Of course, there's quite a bit in there already. So, tell me how you use them. Tell me what you think of them. It's going to be a really long time before I actually get around to actually using any of the TDS ships. I want to get through the USR and then the Xerix. I'm having fun with the Xerix. The Xerix are actually quite fun to play. They're definitely more specialized as they are straightforward, I think. While the USR is like specialized per ship for each individual role, so I like that. That's kind of interesting, a difference. So the Titans I haven't even used. I can't even tell you what they are yet. But anyway, it will be a long time before I figure out how to use any of these, before I use any of these. The only one I've ever used is the Revenant Reaper, so my impressions of the Titans are kind of biased a little bit. So, yeah. Tell me what you think. Leave it in the comments or message me directly, which is always nice. So yeah, I hope to shoot you soon, and I will see you next time.